You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed into the Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone? What?
Susie Johnson, a child who is destined to die a slow and painful death. Not from the car accident she was in last Tuesday, but because of 1313 Plum Bum Avenue, her home.
But I live on 17 Mercer Street, and I'm not dying.
Lead, the lurking predator, has finally begun to poison poor little Susie.
Lead isn't killing me, and I'm not little.
Poor, tiny Susie is doomed to suffer from both nausea, abdominal pain, irritability, insomnia, mental taste in oral cavity, excess lethargy or hyperactivity, headache, seizures, coma, constipation, diarrhea, vomiting, poor appetite, and weight loss.
But I feel fine, and I can hear you.
Poor Susie is on the verge of death.
What?
Enter Dr. Schleigenhausen to tell Susie about her fate.
Hello, Susie.
I'm not dying.
That's what you think. Your blood test came back positive. I'm afraid you have lead poisoning.
I don't remember taking a blood test.
Well, that's because you were, unconscious at the time. But, we'll talk about that later. I'm positive you're suffering from lead poisoning.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Now listen, little Susie. Lead poisoning has affected children all over the world in the past and the present. Come with me. We'll take a trip to the future. The future.
Where are we?
I'm glad you asked. We're at 1313 Plumbum Street. The year is 2004, but even in 2004, there are more than 400,000 little children your age that have too much lead in their bloodstream.
But I don't have lead poisoning. I don't even know what that is.
It's when you have too much lead in your bloodstream. I just told you that, little Susie.
Now, how on earth could that happen?
Good question. Lead gets into your body through ingestion and inhalation.
Could you explain more, please?
Why, of course. Lead entered into your system because the walls of your house were painted with lead-based paint. You also breathed in contaminated lead particles, and you drank water from the lead pipes at school.
But who is he?
He, little Susie, is Joe. And he has lead poisoning.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. You came from one of the 38 million homes in the U.S. that contains lead-based paint. But that's not where you got your lead poisoning from now, is it?
What do you mean?
You breathed in lead dust when your house was remodeled in 1994. And also lead isn't entering your body every time you take a drink from your school's water fountain. Not to mention, you've been breathing in lead emissions from vehicles like the 1986 Honda Accord your dad used to drive too. Too bad they banned lead-based gasoline.
Who are you and how do you know?
I'll never tell. What a weird show.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna change it.
Please,
Thank you.
America's Next Top
No,
Model!
we're not watching this.
No.
Please?
No.
What's
Okay,
the Science
fine,
Channel?
fine. Science Channel. Oh, this looks like a special about lead poisoning.
Well, lead poisoning is a serious issue.
And you know, people aren't the only things affected by lead.
Yeah, it hurts the environment, too. Is that Dr. Apartment? It's my favorite show.
The kid lives off Twinkies, so it's doubtful.
Apartment? That's awful.
Well, if we care to get serious, then let's look over his symptoms.
Okay, he has decreased appetite, stomach ache, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, tiredness, and anemia.
All of those clearly are signs of lead poisoning. Honestly, why do I have a staff when this show is so clearly about me, and I do all the work, and everyone else just complains?
Stop breaking the fourth wall. We're the comic relief and everyone loves us.
No, they don't. As a matter of fact, just to prove my point, you're fired. You're fired, yeah.
Okay.
You don't have names, no one will care. Now, as for the kid, I suggest we run a blood test and check the levels of lead in his blood. Also, check his grades. Lead poisoning tends to lead to a lowered IQ. See if they've gone downhill recently.
And what will you do?
develop my character by trying to solve my problems through painkillers.
Sorry, kid. It seems like you have a bad case of lead poisoning.
But how could that happen?
Well, your house was most likely painted with lead-based paint from before 1977, but it could have been a number of other things. Is there any construction going around near where you live?
Yeah, they knocked down the house next door for being too tacky.
Well, there you go. The debris in the air is just another source. But you have a bad case, so this isn't going to be easy at all.
What do you mean?
Well, in mild cases of lead poisoning, treatment is generally just to get rid of the source. But I'm afraid your case is far more severe, so you'll have to give you chelation therapy.
Will it hurt?
In chelation therapy, the medicine, a chelating agent, binds with the lead in your body and is excreted through your urine.
That didn't answer my question at all.
Sorry. Normally those kinds of questions are writer's conveniences that allow me to describe the treatment, but no, it won't hurt. I don't care what you do, apartment. He's my patient now and I'm going to handle it.
It's no use, Kim. You already took him off the chelation therapy and bumped him up on injections of ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. He just isn't going to get better, so let me try.
No, I'm stubborn and set in my ways, and if you would tell me what you were doing instead of taking those damn pills, maybe I would let you. But I would like to ask you to leave.
Yeah. Too bad. Here you go, why don't you try this?
Thanks.
May as well let it back in.
What did you do? He's getting better. His symptoms seem to be going away.
Sometimes children with lead toxicity are actually iron deficient. This can be solved by giving them iron supplements as needed.
Well, why wouldn't you tell me that in the first place?
I don't like to explain myself in general. Though, the best way to protect both people and the earth from lead poisoning is to just remove the source of lead.
True, true. After all, the earth and children are our most precious resource. Hello, and welcome to The Element Show!
There's antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen and oxygen and nitrogen and rhenium, and nickel, neodymium, neptunium, germanium, and iron, americium.
That's right. The only show where contestants answer questions about elements of the periodic table and how they affect people and the environment. Is it really as boring as it sounds? Find out now. Today's element is lead. And now, let's meet our contestants. Hello, sir. What's your name?
I'm Dr. Schlagenhausen. You haven't seen the last of me, have you? Where are you, Susie and Joe?
Super! And you, sir, introduce yourself.
Charlie Rigatoni, what's it to you?
Wonderful! And who are you?
I'm Max Sennett.
Splendid! Since I don't like either Dr. S or Charlie Rigatoni, Mac will be our only contestant today.
Lead poisoning. It's wonderful.
I'm gonna sue you.
Oh, that makes sense. I am fairly extraordinary.
We'll play for the grand prize on our Element Show, after a word from our sponsors. Lead poisoning.
Cost you more than you think. Live above lead. Live above the influence.
Welcome back. Now, let's ask Mac our first question for $5.
Okay.
As you know, lead can be found in the soil, water, and even air. But how long can it remain in the environment as dust?
That's a really boring question. I don't know. I guess that in the woods it could be any moment. But for everywhere else. So, forever.
Correct. Now for our second question. How many children in the United States have unsafely high levels of lead in their blood?
Children just kind of, find themselves. Like, if they have lead in their blood, that's unfortunate. But, they gotta do it. They just need to find their corner of the sky.
Okay. The answer is 3 million children, but since you have nice hair, I'll keep going. What is the maximum allowable level of lead in drinking water?
In drinking water? Probably, a lot. Lead's a molecule, and molecules are really tiny. So, I guess the molecule's a molecule no matter how small, but still, I think a lot of molecules.
A lot. Well, if you would consider 0.05 milligrams per liter a lot, then you're correct. Now for our $10 question. How are plants affected by lead?
Plants? They don't have feelings at all, except for Audrey too. But I imagine if they did have emotions, it would probably be like agony, much more painful than yours.
Right, they sit there and absorb lead dust through their leaves and through their roots. If the soil is contaminated, of course. Now for the $15 question. How exactly does lead affect people?
I should tell you. I should tell you.
Yeah, you should.
Who do you think you are barging in on me and my guitar?
The answer is that chronic exposure to lead levels is tied to low birth weight, impaired mental development, and hearing loss. You lose. Sorry, no grand prize for you. It looks like Dr. Schleigenhausen wins.
I plan on using the money to reinstate lead-based paint and kill all the children of the world. I love you all, my pretties.